There's a website called cdmsports.com, and I've been playing in this fantasy league for a very long time. In fact, the first time I played in it, it was in the 90s. It used to be run in the USA Today newspaper, where you had to actually call a 1-800 number to give them your lineup and everything and make changes. It was crazy, and then you would get mailed a list of your standings and everything, so what they do in this one league, you get grouped into leagues of 15 teams, and then there's an overall. All right, there are several thousand people around the country in this league, and so I've been playing this thing for 30 years, and almost every year I'll win or at least place in the top 3 of my league of 15 teams, which if you come in third, you get your money back. It costs $250 to get in this league, right? And so over the last 5 weeks, I've never won it, like the overall, like being number 1 in the nation.
Yeah.
And I've been neck and neck with this guy, and he pulled ahead of me like the last 3 weeks, and I thought, man, I was finally I thought, could I have really won this whole thing, like be number 1 in the country? And I had a really good day on Sunday, 2 days ago. And the standings updated at midnight on New Year's Eve. And about 12:09, I just decided to jump on and check. I didn't think I had a chance. But I had Kansas City's kicker, who kicked 6 field goals. I had Lamar Jackson, who threw 5 touchdowns and 300 and whatever yards. I had CeeDee Lamb, who had 200 and whatever yards. And I finished number 1 in the country.
Wow.
You guys, I won $21,000.
You did
Sunday.
not.
Wow.
I did. I won $21,000 on Sunday night at midnight.
Wow.
Wait, so that's yours?
Yes.
Well, you're getting a check or
Yes.
it's going into your bank account?
It goes into my account. Yep.
Bro,
And
congratulations.
Thank you. I get a
awesome.
championship belt. Like, it looks like a big-time wrestler belt that they send out to the winner every year. And
That's incredible.
Isn't that unbelievable? I said it was
Did you
unbelievable.
scream? Were you like going crazy?
I walked in. We were going to bed, and I went into Heather, and I said to my wife, I said, "You're sleeping with a national champion tonight." She goes, "What?" I go, "I won." She goes, "No, you did not."
That's awesome.
21 grand?
$21,000.
That is exciting.
Wow.
Do you have plans for it, or are you just going to kind of sit on it?
Well, I'm gonna find out how much I gotta send to the IRS first.
Okay.
'Cause I
Good.
gotta pay that in
Smart move.
advance.
Smart move.
9.
Yeah, I'm like what, like 40% probably.
But I mean, maybe go back to Aruba or something.
I would like to do that. I'm gonna put it in the bank. We wanna get a new dining room set, so I would like to do that.
That is so cool. Congratulations.
I couldn't
Hold
believe
on.
this.
Hold on.
What?
21 grand that you won playing fantasy football, you're going to buy a dining room set.
Dude, there is a dining room table I want really bad.
You spent the whole morning talking about creating your own grow lab to grow pot,
Well, that's
mushroom hunting,
easy
and you
stuff.
settle on a dining room set?
I didn't say that was going to be the only thing. Like Kelly said, we've been wanting to go back to Aruba because my wife and I went to Aruba in 2016, and day number 1, she slipped by the pool and broke her wrist.
Ouch.
Man.
When people come over, get a seat at that table over there. Fantasy football, baby.
Phil Wills made a good point, is that you spent $7,500 over those 30 years, and you've made that back in spades.
Well, but I like I said though, I won my League of 15 almost every year, which
So
paid
you get your money back.
which paid $1,100.
Okay.
So I quadrupled my money most years.
Get
But
a
this
bass
time,
boat. Get a new bass boat.
I have
He
a new
just
bass
got a new
boat.
bass boat. Oh, yeah, you weren't here when he was bragging about
He
that.
knows
no,
that.
Just kidding. No, his
Upgrade the boat.
I'm gonna pay part of it off. Is what I should
Your,
do.
yeah, that's a
Yes.
good idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's not like it's life changing money. I'm
It kind of a little
well.
bit is,
I mean,
though.
it
Why don't
definitely
you pay off your boat?
I could do that. I got to find out how much I got to pay in tax.
Here's the thing, though. You've got a payment. I mean, yeah.
There's just you went from something really sexy to dining room table.
Dude,
That's really disappointing, Lewis. So we're here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it really is. You know what that is? You're the old guy that just won the lottery with one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and you're driving around on a Porsche that you're too old to really know what to do with. Dining room table.
Okay, so
it's just one thing that we wanted.
Found a nice sweater at
No,
Kohl's.
but
I
it's
think
like
I'm
one
going to
of-
make a purchase on that.
it's one of those things you don't have, like, money set aside
Right.
for a brand new
Right.
dining room table.
Right.
However, if you're paying interest on your boat, the smarter thing is to
It
pay
is.
down that boat.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really
But
is.
it's not as fun.
No.
So
Nothing screams a good time like a dining room table.
That's it. That fits in the budget. You know, the payment on the boat fits in the budget. It's a smaller payment.
Okay.
so.
Okay. Right.
I saved up money, all that money for the down payment on that boat for years.
You did.
And I
Look
would've had
at you
it,
now.
Bam, right there it was.
That is really exciting. I'm excited.
That's
I'd like to
awesome.
help you spend that money in the best way possible.
You know, the money's great, but I've 30 years I've been playing this thing, and I had finished one year. I finished 12th overall, and I was like, man, to get number one just seemed like it takes so much. It takes some luck. There's got to be some luck involved, because of injuries and all that stuff, and to just finish number one out of thousands of people across the country. And my son Tyler goes, "Dude, you're a national champion." I'm like, "I am."
That's really, I'm just so pleased for you. That's incredible. $21,000 is a lot of flipping money.
I'm laying there. I couldn't sleep for an hour.
Let us get an eyeball on this dining room set. Let's get an eyeball.
You've only technically won. All right, you spent $7,500 to play for the last 30 years.
But he's made his money back most years.
I won $1,000 every year.
Oh,
almost every year.
I was going to say otherwise, because when you take out the $7,500 you spent to play over 30 years, the $9,000 you're giving the IRS, you were at about $4,500.
$9,000.
That's about what you'll have. It's a luxury tax.
Lewis is trying to take a big giant dump all over your winnings.
I am not. He did that on his own when he set a dining room table.
Yeah, that's like almost 50%.
Luxury tax.
What luxury tax?
I believe
what
you have to
luxury
pay it.
is that? $21,000 won't even buy a car. How's that luxury?
Well, I don't know, but I think how much is how much is tax on gambling? I think it's over a certain amount. I don't know.
It's not gambling.
Technically, it is.
No, technically it isn't. Fantasy football technically is not gambling. That's why it's been legal for all these years.
Okay.
Because what constitutes whether something is gambling or not is whether it's a game of luck or a game of chance. Or, I'm sorry, a game of skill, rather. And the powers that be, whoever decides this stuff, says that fantasy football is a game of skill, not a game of luck. So it has never been considered gambling.
All right, we're getting recommendations on what you should do with your winnings. Somebody said buy a jacuzzi.
A jacuzzi?
Fred said, congratulations, Rick. You're not just a national champion. You're a national treasure.
Oh, please.
Erica says, congratulations, Rick. Byron says, come on, Rick, help Lewis get that Audi Roadster he wants.
He needs about $85,000 more.
Mike Funk said, Thick has a new boat. The wifey gets a dining room set.
Well, there you go. See?
In most cases, the casino will take 24% of your winnings.
That's what I thought.
So,
Steve says Rick has totally turned into the dad from A Christmas Story. It's a major award. I won it.
He's looking. He's got a dining room table, and then they've got a nice set of couch covers that they might pick up on the way out.
That's it. I got to buy a leg lamp.
Yeah. Trashman Dave says you can spring for a really nice used Buick.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Chris in Gahanna says 20% in taxes on sports betting. Anyway, you're still going to have a nice chunk of change there when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I would like to see this dining room set.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure I can get it.
Yeah, pull that
it up
bad boy
online.
up.
How many chairs come with that?
6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
I like it.
And then there's a china cabinet.
Oh,
Well, see, our mother-in-law gave us this real nice china, and we don't have a china cabinet. So we're like, well, we got to get a china cabinet. We're like, well, that's going to overshadow everything in our current dining room. So we need to redo
this
that.
might be the most non-sexy way to spend gambling money that I've ever heard. A dining room set and a china cabinet.
And a trip to Aruba.
My God.
What's wrong with that?
I want to go hit my head against the wall.
Well, anyway. I'm
happy you won.
I'm more
I think
excited.
you're doing a terrible job spending it.
I'm more excited about the championship belt they're going to send me than anything else. Are you kidding?
Carrie's bringing up Office Space. He'd say he'd get 2 chicks to double up on a guy like him.
Sean said hookers and cocaine. What happens when you let the whores spend your money?
Oh, my gosh.
Whores running around doing their little behind shake for the menfolk.
Tony says you need to get 2 scoops engraved on that belt.
Oh, there we go. There we
There you go.
Tony, finally, somebody. Thank you.
All right. Lewis is not happy that I'm going to use part of this money on a dining room set, and Steve said,
I didn't say I
Steve
wasn't
said that I'm
happy.
going to get you a subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club.
I hope so. That's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark. But no, Samantha, I'm not being a buzzkill. I'm happy that the guy won some money. It's just it couldn't have been a less sexy thing to do with it than
What's your idea of something sexy to do with the money?
His trip to Aruba's not bad.
Okay.
I mean, I can get on board with that, but it just,
I gotcha.
Dining room
like
sets
something
sound like
flashy.
It's just
Right.
a little part of it.
sounds
though.
like something Grandma Ethel would do.
I'm not talking about
that dining room set, so when the family comes over, there's 6 chairs to sit, and they can stare at our vintage china
I'm
in
gonna
the
get
china
2 extra
cabinet.
chairs now that I got this extra money.
All right, we got a text from The Method who said, a dining set and a trip to Aruba sounds like Rick was on The Price is Right.
Come on down.
Yeah.
It really does. That does sound like a showcase prize, doesn't
Yes.
it? A dining room set.
I was excited about the money, and then when you said you're going to spend it, I'm like, well, I kind of want to see that belt now. That's more exciting.
Josh says, you don't know this, Rick, but I'm your long lost cousin.
Nah, not for 21 grand. If you would have came in and said I won 210,000, I'd have been like, watch your back on the way out.
Yeah, no
See, to
kidding.
me, like 21 grand is like, it's a perfect amount, really, because you can spend it because it's a winning. You don't feel like, oh man, I need to like invest this or do something
Right.
big, because it's not like a gigantic amount of money. It is a large enough amount that you can do something or a few really cool things
Yeah.
with and just feel great about it.
Dude, I
I
would take-
love that.
The dining room set, Lewis, is not like 10. It's not like 10 grand. I mean, it's maybe 3,000 for everything.
Hey, it's going to be.
Look at him. He can't even deal.
You don't-
sure it's
you
going
don't
be.
have to justify
I'm
it.
sure it's going to be majestic.
I did love that Samantha said, "Stop being a buzzkill."
You know what you should do?
Guess who's not being invited over for dinner at Thick Rick's after he gets the new dining room
You know what?
set?
No, he'll invite me over, but I'll sit at the kids' table and have to stare at the new dining
Yeah.
set and not be able to sit there.
I already ordered you guys something.
You know what I would do? I would take the money that you made back in your investment, because technically this was a 30-year investment, so you spent $7,500. Now that you have winnings, I would get super dressed up and walk into like a financial dude's office, and I'm like, I want to make a huge investment today, reinvest some of my winnings. And he's like, how much you got? But I'd be dressed to the nines. You go, here, slide him a check for $7,500 just to watch the expression on his face.
75
Like, really, dude?
dollarinis.
That's
75
it?
big ones.
Why don't you take this and go get a dining room set? There's a great sale down the street.
I'm sending back what I ordered you. Kelly, you will get your gift.
Awesome.
What's